Hello, dear all. In today's video, we are going to shortly discuss about the importance of book 5 of the novel Mill on the Floss, wherein the love matter between Philip and Maggie has been discussed. We need to talk something about that. Some reference of feminism will also be added into it. Besides that, the death of Mr. Tulliver will also be talked about in this video. You are going to get the glimpse of the real story and the real novel when you read this book, of course. In this book, we find that the young people, Maggie and Philip, begin to have once again meeting with each other in the Red Deeps. By the way, Red Deeps is a place where the earth is reddish in color, and so the name has come from there. The same red deeps, the red color of the sand, will prove destructive for Maggie when we proceed into different chapters. The chapter 1, 2, and 3, 4 have been dedicated to different types of meetings which have been held between Philip and Maggie. And these meetings have proved that both of these people are in love with each other, they like each other, they want to be in the company of each other, but as we remember, in the last and previous chapters and books of this novel, there had been a big issue that again and again Tom and his father, Mr. Tulliver, have been making an arrangement and trying to convince Maggie that she will never be meeting Mr. Philip. But you know, love grows most of the time at those places where it is forbidden, and that is why Maggie has started to meet Mr. Philip, and Philip is also very happy. However, this happiness is quite temporary because some of the people do discover such secrets, and Maggie too is burdened with the secret keeping or trying to bear all this burden in a way that she doesn't want to tell Tom, she doesn't want to tell anybody about this secret friendship that's going on between Philip and Maggie. But however, things cannot remain so good as was the life of Maggie in the past time also. Same is almost the case here, that she is thinking all the time how she would conceal all that, how she would bear this burden of concealment, and this thing is temporarily resolved by two of the aunts. Rather, these aunts are Aunt Glegg and Aunt Pullet, and other people also whom Maggie thinks that possibly they might be discovering, and this is Aunt Pullet who discovers all the affair. She does not see Maggie and Philip meeting, but rather she sees Philip there again and again coming and going at regular intervals, and she notes down the timing as well, and she doubts that possibly he is coming there. This raises alarm in the ears, in the mind, in the eyes of Mr. Tom at this moment, because he notices Maggie when Aunt Pullet says all these things and mentions Red Deeps and Mr. Wickham. At that time, it was not possible for Maggie to hide the reddishness of her face or the blush of her face, and as a result, Tom doubted this thing very much. And this doubt he wanted to confirm with the help of Bob Jakin, and Bob Jakin also gives him some of the information because of which his doubt is quite confirmed that Philip is visiting this place and Philip is coming and going, and his concern is definitely that it is Maggie for whom he's coming and going. And this doubt also is confirmed that Maggie has come back most of the time after having walked with the wet shoes, which possibly were wet because of the wetness of the earth, but then the red color of the earth and the sand and the soil goes to confirm his doubts, and that is why he wants to make it confirm whether Maggie is meeting or not. So here is the point that the red deeps, the color of the red soil, becomes the problem for Maggie, and the secret is displayed. So Tom is there to go behind it and inquire after that if there is something like that, because he cannot tolerate that the son of such a person, Mr. Wickham, or the person who proved his superiority in the academy of Mrs. Stelling on him, must be meeting his sister. So natural jealousy and the other passions prop up in his mind, and he thinks very bad of Philip by thinking that he's a crippled, he's a hunchback, therefore he doesn't deserve to meet his sister. So that is why he first of all makes an effort to get it confirmed. And one day from his job, he comes home earlier than required and shows to the people that he's come for an urgent piece of work. And his purpose is basically to see how and when Maggie goes and whether she meets Miss Philip or not. And he wants to insult Philip and wants to solve the matter once for all. Being a boy, very young boy and full of energy, he tells Maggie that he wants to go with her when she was almost ready and coming out of the gate in order to meet Philip, possibly, or to have walk in the Red Deep. Tom comes there and says that he too will accompany her. And at this moment, Maggie does doubt that something has happened because of which these things are going on. She tries to avoid Tom, but it's not possible for her to do so. As a result, Tom takes her into the room and tries to convince her to tell all whatever has been happening between Philip and Maggie. At this point, Maggie first of all tries to hide, but Tom's insistence is too much and she has to reveal. Maggie is a truthful child. She cannot hide this feeling long. She has been feeling the burden of all that, and that is why she openly says and tells Tom that she has been meeting Philip because she likes Philip and Philip likes her. And in that way, it's not wrong because she is only with friendly terms on Mr. Philip. But Tom is quite angry on that. He says that Maggie has got only two ways to do so. One way is to stop meeting Mr. Philip, and on Bible she should put her hand and then swear that she will not be meeting again. Maggie tries to avoid this, and on the other hand, she says the second option is that either she should swear that, the second option is that she should kill her father because of this information. The father should be so much unhappy with that. And that is why the choice is again between duty and love. The choice is again between the desire or the love or the friendship or the kind of sharing which Maggie wants to have with Philip, and she has to choose the life of her father. And this is very cleverly brought before her by Tom. And Tom therefore says that she has to swear. Here we remember one scene from Kashra Shahraz's novel, The Holy Woman, because in that novel as well, when Zaribano is not ready to become the holy woman because her father wants so, and father hits her with a comment that she is not caring for the honor of the father and she's caring more about her love. She wants love of a man, and that is why she doesn't want to become. At that very moment, it is said by Zaribano that she is ready to sacrifice herself, her body, and her pleasure, her life, everything she's ready to sacrifice for the sake of the father's honor. And the same thing happens here. Maggie becomes ready to swear when she listens to the father can be in a very bad, poor condition if she does not obey Tom. She therefore obeys Tom, and Tom says that she has to swear by putting her hand on the Bible and again repeats the word swear in the same way as Hamlet's ghost says again and again swear, and everybody has to swear for 3 times in order to show their conformity. Same conformity is demanded by Tom, and Tom gets it done. And this here, therefore, we remember that something has been forced into Maggie that she should swear in order to renegate, in order to give up her love for that. And Tom forces her second time to go with him into the Red Deeps and meet Miss Philip there. Maggie doesn't want this, but she has to go because she wants to tell Philip in the presence of Tom that the things have taken a different turn. So in that way, both of the people reach there and Philip is discovered. Tom attacks Philip, not by hands first of all. He attacks her by the word, by saying, is it gentlemanly to meet a girl who is not so clever, she's so innocent, and you are trying to fool her? And he, in return, declares the historic sentence of a lover by saying that she's very dear to him and she can take care of her even more than the care the brother can take. So in that way, he proves that he is really in love with Maggie and he can take care of her, and Tom therefore should not come in between. And then Tom says that he has not to meet Mr. Philip has not to meet at all Maggie because this is 100% wrong. And Philip puts the same question to him, that is it gentlemanly for a brother to accuse Philip of being a deformed person or a crippled person or a weak person, and is it gentlemanly that he should stop his sister from meeting her lover and carrying on a friendly relationship with him? So in that way, both these worldly attacks go on, and ultimately Philip agrees and Maggie agree that they'll not be meeting each other. And Maggie reveals the secret as well, that she is doing not for the hatred of Philip or not for the love of Tom, but she is doing because her father would feel ill and he might die very soon because of this situation, and that's why she is saying so. And she also tells that Tom has made her swear on the Bible, and that's why she is doing all that. Philip says that he will not give up this thing. Maggie can do so as he's a true friend of Maggie, and so that is why he has to take care of Maggie's pleasure, Maggie's happiness. When they come home, they have to witness another scene, that their father has gone to Mr. Wacom and he starts quarreling with him, starts fighting with him. Ultimately, Maggie there is to save Mr. Wacom, but Mr. Wacom is very badly injured and he is given freedom from the clutches in the hands of Mr. Tulliver. But Mr. Tulliver also receives the same kind of injuries, same kind of mental injuries and and therefore falls ill once again. Because of his illness, he dies ultimately. So in this video, we have found out that the death had to come, but Maggie had to sacrifice herself again between love and duty. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully seeing you in some next video. If you like it, please hit the subscribe button as well. Thank you.